Welcome to your Formless guide. Today, we're going to dive into the foundational aspect of fulfilling life, the journey from the shadows of doubt to the empowering of trust. In this episode, we'll explore the origin of our self-doubt, learn to recognize its signs, and most importantly, develop practical and actionable forms of cultivation to bring a heightened state of trust within yourself and extending to all interactions within the world. Remember, building trust is not the destination, but a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Let's begin by understanding, where is this feeling of doubt? How does it origin? Oftentimes you'll find that it comes from the roots that frequently lie in the past, particularly childhood. Think about moments in your early years where you may have felt inadequate, criticized, or even unsupported. These experiences can create deep-seated fears that manifest later as what we feel as doubt. This can connect closely to the first chakra, the root of ourselves. This energy center is associated with our sense of safety, security, stability, and belonging. When this chakra is imbalanced, often due to early life experiences, it can lead to feelings of fear and insecurity, which are the fertile grounds for doubt to take root. Doubt stems from fear. It's crucial that we understand that doubt isn't an emotion itself. It's a symptom of underlying fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough, fear in general. Now, how does this affect us daily? It can sink into our deepest thoughts, including influencing our decisions, our relationships, and overall sense of self. How do we bring about recognition to the signs that are appearing fear-based? Decisions that you've experienced, I'd like you to describe this in detail, choosing to see the optional fear rather than the authentic choice that resonated with your pure desires, with your initial intent. This stems from a lack of trust in your own intuition and capabilities, creating procrastination and lack of self-confidence. Doubt can often paralyze us into the fear of not doing things perfectly, or of failing before we even begin, which leads to putting things off and eroding our belief in our ability to succeed. The question is, how do I even start? This becomes such a hard state or possibility to even see or reach. Another symptom is people-pleasing, seeking constant validation. This behavior arises from a deep-seated fear of rejection and lack of internal validation. When we doubt ourselves, we seek external reassurance to feel worthy. This can manifest as a constant need for approval and difficulty setting boundaries. Another symptom you may encounter is negative self-talk. The inner critic becomes louder and persistent, constantly whispering messages of inadequacy and failure. This internal dialogue reinforces doubts and undermines self-belief, self-confidence, and possible growth. Another symptom of doubt is the comparison of your present self to your past. We sometimes unconsciously compare our present capabilities to the perceived vulnerability of our younger self, creating a false narrative of current inadequacies based upon this past limitation. Another symptom we have is fear of authenticity, an uncertainty that can make us so fearful to embrace our true souls, to speak our truth, and to step into the unknown. We may cling to familiarity, and even if it doesn't serve us, because uncertainty feels threatening now, how do we bring about cultivating trust, building this foundation within ourselves? Let's shift our focus to self-awareness, mindfulness, and intuition development. Mindfulness practices like regular meditation using our chakra series. We have a guided meditation series where we employ facing your fears. We practice becoming more self-aware of your habits, of your personal feelings, of how you react when these feelings arise, bringing a higher sense of intuition, mental clarity, and emotional capability. Employing positive self-talk practices, challenging negative narratives, actively identifying and challenging this negative self-talk. Ask yourself if these thoughts are based on facts or just something that has been bothering you, or something that has been there for years on end, possibly early childhood, possibly recently. Let's create positive affirmations, developing empowering and realistic affirmations that you can repeat to yourself, especially during moments of doubt. Examples can be like, I am capable, I trust my intuition, I am worthy of success, it is okay to make mistakes. And finally, you have to prepare responses to doubt triggers, having prep positive statements like, I can, it's worth trying, I believe in my effort, can be incredibly helpful when this doubt arises. And connecting, as I mentioned earlier, about our first chakra, the root chakra, our foundation in ourselves. You can take time to connect with your foundation through grounding exercises, spending time in nature. Try walking barefoot and focusing on your connection to the physical world, to reality, to the present moment in which we both live. Possibly touching a tree, going on a picnic, in some form of connecting with nature. Another thing you can do is physical activity. Movement and exercise helps release the stagnant energy and promotes a sense of stability. Cultivating interest in a multifaceted process that involves both our internal landscape and our external environment. Surround yourself with positive influences. Seek mentors. Choose time to spend with people who are supportive, encouraging, and believe in you. Their confidence can be contagious and help nurture your own self-assurance. But remember, this is an external support, not a sole source of validation. Practicing self-care and self-love, nurturing yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally is fundamental to building self-trust. When you prioritize your well-being, you send a message to yourself that you are worthy and deserving. This reduces the breeding ground for self-doubt and enforces a reframed thinking when it comes to the spiral of overthinking, such as focusing on your breath, engaging and distracting activity, or challenging these fearful thoughts. we also have a short video upon how we bring regulation to when we experience overthinking, racing in our thoughts, the development of these negative self-talk voices that they seem like they cannot be brought to silence or brought to a state of regulation through which the individual can participate without becoming overwhelmed by their own negative self-talk. We need to embrace this change and bring support to our continuous growth. Overcoming doubt and building trust is an ongoing process that requires embrace and change, which is what we foster here at the Formless Guide. It requires a willingness to step outside of our comfort zones and challenge all patterns. It is essential for your growth. You can start with small, consistent steps. Change doesn't have to be drastic. It starts with small, manageable steps towards building trust in specific areas of your life that you can check out in our chakra series, where we target different aspects of your life on a daily basis through which you can assess. I want you to practice celebrating these small victories to build momentum. Utilize daily practices. Try our first chakra episode. You can use our mindfulness guided meditation episode as mentioned earlier, as well as overthinking or possibly anxiety. Wherever you feel it is that helps bring the conclusion of doubt that arises within yourself, most importantly, take time to reflect appreciation and compassion. Acknowledge as well as appreciate all that you are and all that you are capable of. Practice self-compassion, especially when you stumble, when you make a mistake. Remember that these things are part of growing. Building trust is a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. By understanding the roots of doubt, recognizing its signs, and actively engaging in practices that can cultivate this self-awareness, bring in positive self-talk and self-care, you can move beyond the limitations of doubt and step into a life filled with greater confidence and trust in yourself, as well as the world around you. Remember, be patient with yourself, celebrate your progress, and know that you are capable of cultivating this unshakable trust within. This is your Formless Guide, signing off.